Hey there, and welcome. So today, we're going to tackle a really core skill in Russian, how to point things out. We'll be zeroing in on the words for this and that.
All right, let's jump right in. Ever just wanted to point at something and say, this thing right here, or that thing over there in Russian? Well, by the end of this short explainer, that's exactly what you'll be able to do. So first up, let's meet our two most important words for pointing. You know how in English we have this for stuff that's close and that for stuff that's a little further away? And you know what? Russian works pretty much the same way. Okay, so here's how we're going to do this. It's super simple and it really works. I'll say each word nice and slow. Then I'm going to pause for a few seconds. And that's your chance to say it out loud. Ready? Let's give it a go.
Let's begin with this, for things that are right here, close by. For a masculine word, we say этот. For a feminine word, you'll say это. For a neuter word, it's это. And for plural, which covers everything, we say эти. Awesome. Now for that, for things that are a bit farther away. For masculine, it's тот. For feminine, та. For neuter, то. And for plural, те. You're doing great.
Perfect. Okay, so now that you've got the words down, let's see them out in the wild. Let's actually use them with some objects. So check this out, because this is where it all clicks. Imagine a table is right here next to me. I would say, этот стол. Now, imagine that same table is way across the room. I'd point and say, тот стол. Let's do it with a book. If I'm holding it in my hands, I'd say, эта книга. But if it's over there on a bookshelf, I'd say, та книга. See the difference? It really is all about where it is. All right, your turn. I want you to actually do this right now. Go on, look around the room you're in, find something close to you, point to it, and say the right word for this. Now, find something a bit farther away, point, and use the right word for that. Don't be shy, give it a try.
All right, great job with that. Now I'm going to let you in on a little secret. A real game changer of a word that's going to make things so much easier for you as you start speaking Russian. And I'm not kidding, this is probably the most useful word you'll learn today, especially when you're just starting out, because it's just so simple. Okay, so the word is это. It basically means this is or that is. You can use it to identify just about anything. And here's the best part, the reason it's so magical. It never changes. It's always just это. How easy is that? And this is just a perfect example of why it's so great. Look, to say, this is my house, which is a masculine word, you say, это мой дом. To say, this is my book, which is feminine, it's это моя книга. And to say, this is my window, which is neuter, you say, это моё окно. Did you catch that? The other words changed, but это stayed the same every single time. See? So useful. You're doing an amazing job. So let's put it all together now. We're going to practice a little real-world conversation. All right, here's how it's going to go. I'm going to ask a question in Russian. I'll pause, and then I'll give you the answer. This is awesome practice for your listening skills and for just, getting used to making these sounds. Okay, first question. Imagine I'm pointing at something right here. I'd ask, что это? And the answer is simple. Это книга. This is a book. Okay, now let's say I'm pointing to something over there. The question is, а что то? And the answer for that thing way over there is то стол. That is a table. And that's it. You just did it. You just had a mini conversation in Russian. Seriously, that's a massive step forward. Well done. Okay, you made some amazing progress today. So, what's next? Where do you go from here? First off, I just have to say, really excellent work today. You listened, you repeated, you participated. That is exactly how you learn a new language. You should be really proud of what you just did. So the key now, and this is super important, is to keep practicing. As you go about your day, point at things and say, этот стол, or та книга. Just make it a habit. And get ready for our next explainer where we're going to dive into vocabulary for family members. Oh, and don't forget to download the practice exercises that go with this lesson to really make it all stick. Thanks so much for joining me today. I'll see you in the next one.